a place in the final. The attitude and the excellence that they've been producing.
25.
The Ferret looking to carry on a remarkable start to 2020. And then we have his
25.
opponent, an Aussie dude with a great attitude. And joining me, Chris Murphy, in commentary is, well, an Aussie dude who had a questionable one when he used to play.
25.
Good evening, Paul.
Good evening indeed, and I hope everybody's enjoying their Sunday's entertainment.
25.
A cuppa or something a little bit stronger, and enjoy this one, because I think this could be rather good considering what's gone before with these two.
Outside.
By the way, for everybody who asks this question on social media, this is why they don't show the bullseye on TV on the
25.
stage.
Damon's
because
on
it can go on for some time. Eventually,
Damon to throw first.
Damon Heta gets the advantage of throwing first in this final. And, well, what a run he's had, Paul, to get here, beating a who's who in professional darts on the way here.
43.
Yeah, it hasn't been a bad day for Damon's confidence, that's for sure. I mean, there are certain times when you get to a final of a tournament and you think, okay, let's just get this thing won. But if he looks back,
100.
he's going to see some of the greats of the game in his dust. Quite astonishing. And we seem to think it's one of the best runs to a final that we've ever seen.
Well, he whitewashed David Evans in the first round. Evans has a little bit of reputation in the sport as the challenge to a champion last year. But after that, Raymond van Barneveld, Mervyn King, Peter Wright, Dirk van Dijvenbode and Michael van Gerwen.
Yeah, not bad. It will all seem great if he wins this title. And that's what this is all about. You got two laid-back characters,
100.
Yes. Doesn't mean they don't want it, though, because I know Jonny Clayton does after having 2 near misses this week.
And everybody is going to agree that he deserves it, doesn't he?
140.
Yeah, I'd say so. You think about Rids getting his first PDC senior title on Friday. He played exceptionally well, but dug himself out of a real hole in the penultimate leg. Jonny Clayton was ready to claim that title, but
100.
Cullen and Clayton really did go at it on Thursday. Make no mistake that Clayton just wants to go home to Pontyberem with another win.
43.
And he's having quite the 2021 as Jonny Clayton. I know we've said it many times, but we'll come back to that in a second. That leaves 61. Bullseye for a first leg $15.
96.
For an early break. Cannot be done now.
It went the wrong way anyway. Never go 18s first on 118.
Yeah, it was a questionable decision, and I think that Clayton will be kicking himself as he saunters back.
Nine scored.
But he will be back.
When Heta won that title last year, he didn't play his best game in the final, but he had some very good timing. 88 for Jonny Clayton.
Game shot.
And he gets the jump. It's a somewhat unlikely 18-dart break. So maybe some early nerves from both players.
Yeah, just to highlight the dominance of darts in 2021 from Jonny Clayton. He's got a 90% win success rate so far this season.
Yeah, you heard that right. And Chris Murphy is not telling fibs. I know we've been working hard for the last 4 days, but that is true. 90% win rate. And I can't remember ever saying that about anybody else. It's quite frightening.
Well, that's across the 5 tournaments that have now been held in 2021. Jonny Clayton
83
has been in the final of 4 of them. Winning the Masters, then losing Players' Championships 1 and 2 in the decider here. Lost in the quarterfinals yesterday, but he's, well, restored order this evening.
39.
Have you ever seen the film Moneyball? About baseball's Oakland Athletics?
Not one that instantly returns to my memory if I have.
Watch it. But there was a sign from one of the crowd when they were on this huge run of winning so many baseball games. we may never lose again. Well, I'll tell you what, if Clayton wins this title,
85.
he will feel that way.
Well, let's not forget the UK Open is just around the corner as well, and Jonny Clayton must be going in there as the most confident player
98.
in the field. Now, many would have thought that would be Gerwyn Price, but Price has had a winless couple of days in terms of tournament wins here. A couple of bad results, and revealed that he'd been struggling with an ear infection and had to head home, so he's not going to be at full fitness. Michael van Gerwen has had a poor week by his standards, and Jonny Clayton is just flying. And he flies into a 2-leg lead early on here.
Do ferrets fly?
This one does. They said in unison, Jonny Clayton, well, there is much to admire about his attitude and about his talent.
He does
97.
Damon Heta won as well, doesn't he? You think about the head-to-head record. It's very close, but you think about the match that they had at the World
60.
Cup, where, of course, Jonny Clayton lifted the trophy with Gerwyn Price. In the singles, when Wales played Australia, it was Damon Heta that beat Jonny Clayton to keep them in the World Cup. I think Jonny Clayton will remember that match, but only a small percentage of his brain will, because the other majority of his brain will be thinking, oh, that's a nice looking medal. That's a lovely looking
60.
trophy.
I'll ask you a question, Paul. How much do you think that World Cup win, where he was partnered by a guy who proved to be the best player in the sport last year and now is ranked as the best player in the sport, how much do you think that win has
94.
been a platform for what has followed for Jonny Clayton?
I don't think it's an accident that he's done great things since then. I think winning has become a bit of a habit for Jonny. And I think he's very comfortable winning now. He's starting to take his practice game to the match board. And if you think about point zero of where this confidence has come from, it has to be the World Cup, because when he first graced that tournament, he was uncomfortable. And he's turned into a winner in that event. And since then, he's got better.
Yeah, well, he has 4 titles of his own, aside from the World Cup win with the Iceman Price. Is he going to make it 5? 2 out of the 3 in this combination for Damon Heta.
72.
It's not a combination he can complete, and Clayton could steal this leg if he can produce a gigantic checkout. Not to be.
No, not to be. You'll look to set up double 18 maybe, or even double 8.
25.
Heta went for the tops route because the 60 he hit, the flight was in the way of the single 20.
Game shot.
Very well thought out, because he didn't want to have that silly dart that comes out of the hand too late. Bust the 112. You're better off going 12 tops. And it has paid off. Very good game management there from Damon Heta, I feel. Needed a bit of a settler there, I think, as well, because he misses that and Clayton hits. All of a sudden,
177.
Clayton's in the distance. Well, Heta seems to have got his tail up now.
Certainly announcing himself
83.
in this final. Damon Heta has had 3 finals in PDC darts, a defeat to Gerwyn Price after winning his first 2. The big one on the World Series before he actually decided to take up the professional tour full time. And he won one at the Autumn Series last year.
140.
I think Damon Heta's getting some heckles from his friends and family back home, who I'm sure are probably enjoying some better weather than we are right now. But the fact of the matter is, Damon Heta belongs here. He belongs on this tour.
140.
He was always going to make it. There are many talents around the world who constantly climb, but double 12 for Clayton. No, he's hit the wrong bit.
135.
Well, I really thought he was going to hit that. And all of a sudden, we could have a very different game if this goes, and he's got a shot at double 12. Biggest start of the match.
72.
Oh, and he knows that's a big miss. Clayton will fancy this double 3 now.
It's the double that won the final last night for Raymond van Barneveld. Doesn't help Clayton there, but he does like double 1.
No score.
Can't find it.
The last 2 times I've seen him go for it, he hasn't been close to it. And Heta is getting more chances than he thought he would. Yeah, he couldn't miss that, surely. It was such a great guide. All he had to do was hit the flight and it would just glance its way into the green bit. But as I was rudely putting at the end of the last leg, he was always meant to be here. Coming through state darts and local darts back in Western Australia. I'd never even met Damon Heta and I knew of his reputation. 3,000 miles away. That's the thing about darts. It's even before social media, there was this hustle and bustle around certain players. And they've got this thing in the DPA now where they're playing in zones. Do you remember a guy called Mitchell Clegg?
Yeah, the name does ring a bell.
He played as a kid against Raymond van Barneveld at Circus Tavern.
140.
He started playing again. Imagine the gap between playing Barney then and possibly coming back. So I am saying don't forget about Mitchell Clegg and other players who might rediscover their talents once they've settled down in their lives. And Damo has definitely settled. Well, he has chosen to live in the Midlands here in England.
140.
Well, Heta's following the Jonny Clayton formula. Clayton has won a title every year since 2017.
123.
Won one on the floor, then a European Tour title the following year. Another Players' Championship in 2019. The World Cup, of course, last year. And the Masters this year. And Damon Heta has picked up titles.
131.
The World Series one that we mentioned a couple of years ago. And then that Players' Championship title beating Joe Cullen in the final
82.
in Niedenhausen. And now he looks to hit the front here.
Tops, and he's starting to sharpen up here. I've noticed a pattern with Damon Heta. Sometimes when he's in these key matches, he has a little bit of a scratchy start and then starts to sharpen up around leg 3 or 4.
41.
That is happening here. And I have to ask you this question at this point. The scar tissue with Clayton in finals this week. Can it resurface?
Interesting point, but I just will go back to the answer
43.
that Joe Cullen submitted to evidence when he said after beating Jonny on day 1, he won't care about losing that match. He's not that kind of person.
100.
And perhaps that kind of attitude is what has enabled him to reach the quarter-final at least every single day and to go the following day and make a final again, and then to come back 48 hours after losing that one and again put himself in with a chance of claiming 59. What would be a very, very hard-earned title.
Yeah, it's all well and good earning over £20,000, which is what he has done this week. But he wants to go home and say, I won one of those.
Yeah, and I think that your new moniker of Johnny Cash Machine might actually catch on.
I've already seen a very interesting animation from someone on Twitter about that. That really did make me giggle, but that 171 from Heta didn't make Jonny giggle.
95.
Oh, no.
Well, he got a 177 a couple of legs ago, Heta, and that kind of flustered Clayton a little bit, caused a few misstarts at double, and the 171 seems to have had the same effect.
140.
That treble 5 to leave 165. That's why I was saying oh no, and Jonny will be saying oh no because Heta has had a really good score there of 140 on top of the 171 to leave this shot, which is to take a 4-2 lead.
Perfectly pitched. Doesn't like that. Just a little grimace from Heta. Resets. A slight shuffle to the left. Not far.
74.
But he can't make the adjustment.
Now that dart didn't fly like it should have. It just spiked a bit at the end. Went in a bit slowly. You can see Damon in the background.
Game shot.
Chastising himself. And as he should, because it's now 3-3. Should easily have been, or could easily have been, 4-2.
Yes, the ferret has found his way out of a hole there. And Jonny Clayton
60.
Today started off his run to a third final in 4 days with a victory against Martin Atkins of Wigan before beating Andy Bolton.
100.
Roby John Rodriguez and then Jose de Sousa, who averaged 105 but could not get the better of the Welshman before seeing off Messrs Smith, Michael Smith that is, and Gabriel Clements, a man who he beat to win one of his Pro Tour titles.
I'm going to stick you on the spot now, Murph. Who's going to win the UK Open?
100.
Well, I was asked this question early today by Dan Dawson about who are the players to watch out for, and you would have to say on form that the 2 main players to watch have to be Jonny Clayton and Joe Cullen.
I'd agree with that. I think there are question marks about Peter Wright.
60.
Get him Price, of course, with his ear infection. So we may have to look in some other corridors.
You've got a dark horse, perhaps not for a winner, but for someone
60.
you've seen from the field that's impressed, and you think they can take that kind of shock factor to the FA Cup of Darts.
Yeah, that's what makes it so interesting, because the open draw, it could be anybody really. But don't forget about Raymond van Barneveld.
Well, what a week it has been
58.
here in Bolton. And let's have it right, there's been plenty of stories. The consistency of Clayton being one of them, but Cullen winning on day 1, following
40.
on from winning the last floor title of last year. Then Callan Rydz picking up his very first PDC title, a young gun coming through, and then no bigger story than Barney winning yesterday.
133.
Great leave of 132 there from Damon, but I'll just throw one more thing at you. Dimitri Vandenberger has won 1 game this week. It wouldn't shock me if he won the UK Open.
97.
That's an interesting call. And there's an interesting point reached in this leg. Heta has the chance on 132. I just wonder how difficult that dart would have been to navigate had he found the treble 19. Clayton on a slightly easier out.
15 darts thrown and leaving 104. Things are getting very attritional. Don't give up. 64. Starting to show a little bit of negativity.
56.
Both on 2 darters. And Damon Heta is looking to hold here. It's been the worst leg of the match. Double 16.
Game shot.
Yeah, that's a huge dart. Just get the feeling that Clayton is waiting for an opportunity to kick on and break, and he's not getting those opportunities. He's not making them for himself. He's waiting on an error.
100.
And let's not forget, you spoke about a war of attrition in this final, that both the finals that Clayton has been involved in this week have gone down to last leg deciders.
Yeah, we have been treated as some incredible finals. Getting your money's worth on PDC TV, that's for sure.
Yeah, don't forget to make sure that you've subscribed for your weekend pass next weekend for the UK Open.
100.
Viewers around the world able to watch the UK Open on PDC TV. UK viewers, of course, will have access to commentary on board 2. Live coverage of that. It will be interesting with the sharing of major trophies over the last 12 months. It will be interesting to see which boards which players are put on. More of a dilemma these days than just, so we've got 3 top players, we'll stick them on the main stage and everyone else can go wherever they want.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't have that dilemma. Even Phil Taylor wasn't on the main stage all the time in this building. I remember him playing against John Part on board 2. Well, find out in about 5 days. But of course, if you aren't already subscribed to the PDC's YouTube page, get yourself subscribed as Jonny Clayton sets up double 16, because if you have missed some of the best games of this week, you can find them on the YouTube page.
Yeah, plenty of highlights available, much of them provided
140
by Jonny Clayton, who sensibly laid up in the previous visits. And he ties up in the match 4 apiece, and it looks like once again we could well be going the distance in this one.
Good shot that, wasn't it? Great camera angle there, just to show how much he sneaked it in off the first dart. I love how he said lay up, because
140.
Jonny Clayton's a decent golfer. Hasn't played a great deal of golf in the last 6 to 9 months, that's for certain. And he's not going to be playing much golf because he's going to be playing darts in the Premier League in about 6 weeks. It is March tomorrow. The month of the UK Open is among us. Bring it on. And bring on this final, which is through the halfway point, and there's nothing between them at all.
180.
Well, we've waited a while for maximums in this match, but the pair have just exchanged them. Damon Heta has fired in now 23 over the course of this tournament.
Head-spinning statistics as Jonny Clayton starts to make his move, sets up a 10, but this would be for possibly the best leg of the week. Wow, what a shot, right in the middle. That one is not, and Clayton was scratching his head before that shot at the ball for Damon. Not scratching his head now. He's just taking a 10-darter out, and that's what you do to break a throw. Dodge a bullet and pin that shot immediately.
Well, a 9-darter is the best you can achieve in this sport, and we've seen 4 of those over the 4 days of action here at the first Super Series of the year. But that was a perfect 10 by Jonny Clayton.
Got to give Damon Heta lots of credit there, because let's face it, he did have a chance to take that leg in 12.
58.
And the only reason he lost it is because Clayton was brilliant. I love to see legs like that. We saw one, the very first leg 100. On this board today, between Matthew Edgar and Dave Chisnell. Chisnell hit 2 180s to set up the 141. Then he hit, I think it was 58 or 59 to leave something in the 80s, and Matthew Edgar took it 170 for a 12-darter.
140.
That was the precursor to what we've seen for the rest of the day. It has been a fabulous day of darts.
It really has been a Super Sunday at the Super Series.
60.
Excellent entertainment. Jonny Clayton, you raised the question, is he making his move? And I think mid-match here, he's kicked on in a way that Heta had been doing
57
in his previous games, and he just looks like the one who's controlling this game right now.
You get the feeling that Heta is a little bit hurt by not winning that last leg. And that is a 177 to lead double 12. What a recovery. After his worst visit of the leg, he had just put in his best one.
Well, what a surge. What a surge by the Welshman. 10-darter to break, then it could be followed by a 13-dart hold.
140.
Heta not giving up on this just yet, but he's powerless to stop this march to glory, it seems, by Jonny Clayton.
Yes, everybody, if you want to get better and you want to be world class, try and play 501 this week and try and do it twice in 23 darts. That's what you're up against, everyone. That is ridiculous.
137. 100.
Well, a couple of months into 2021, and all of a sudden, Jonny Clayton doesn't look like the apprentice in that Welsh World Cup team, does he?
58.
Oh, no. He might have lost that game against Heta in that quarter-final, but he did average 99.87 in that game. Damo averaged 102.25, so it's not like Jonny played poorly. But since then, both of them have kicked on.
I wonder if he's going to work tomorrow, Jonny Clayton.
139.
I wouldn't blame him if he did, to try and take his mind off 4 really hard days on the dartboard.
One thing is for certain, it's not like he's going to need the money after the start he's had to this year.
No, I don't think so. Damo looking for the 167. He might go for it. Maybe it's a blessing that he didn't hit that 57.
99.
I assume you just think that perhaps he feels that he needs something to reignite himself in this match to get himself going
60.
again.
A little bit of a catalyst can sometimes reignite the adrenaline going through your veins. Well, this will help. Double 4.
Game shot.
That is so good. 14 darter from Damon. And the last 3 winning legs have been done in 37 darts. I think a
140.
good thing that Damon Heta had that really good quality leg there. Jonny Clayton just seeing that Heta is not tired. He's not hitting the wall. He's not showing any negativity.
180.
His turn to put his foot down. Having seen Clayton race away for a couple of legs, it would have been nice, as you just suggested,
60.
Paul, for Heta to experience a comfortable leg. And now he's launching an assault on his opponent's throat.
In your experience of doing all these Players' Championship events over the last few
60.
years, can you think of a harder route than Damon's today?
What a question. You should write these down and give me 15 minutes notice before a
26.
match starts. But
I'm just getting you back for you put me on the spot plenty of times.
yeah, I mean, in terms of names, possibly not. It is a remarkable run to get to this final.
22.
Especially as, if you beat Barney a couple of years ago, it's not that big a surprise. But after Barney's just won a title the day before, for example, the form that Dirk van Dijvenbode was in, the determination that Michael van Gerwen had to win this title today. Peter Wright, the world number 3, and Mervyn King has been in fine form for months and months now.
Yeah, well said. Damon needs to rectify what he's done in the last 6 darts, because he hit 22 with 2 single ones in it.
96.
And then Jonny Clayton comes up with a 2 treble visit to capitalise. He is the favourite for this leg. He still is via that 57. He scored 62. That leaves 86.
80.
So he leaves what Damo's just hit. But a 1-4-3 here, this would be a match changer. And he's only in this predicament because his last 9 darts have come up without a 1 at the start.
59.
Jonny Clayton had his eyes prized on the board there as he watched Heta score 59. He gets himself a dart.
Game shot.
He takes his chance. And Clayton is closing in on what would be a 5th title for him in PDC darts, or a 5th solo title at least.
Quite astonishing when both of these players from different countries
59.
are superbly comfortable. They can hit that double 16 with their eyes closed. They could probably hit double 16 through a sieve without hitting the metal.
100.
Is Damon Heta's race run? I wonder.
Well, as far as darts fitness is concerned, you know who the fitter of the two is, because Jonny Clayton has been going deeper on a more regular basis this week. So he has been here twice before, so he'll feel, in my opinion, fitter in this regard. I get the feeling that Damon might be tiring just a little.
And the final performances haven't been fantastic from Jonny Clayton, but you can't say that he's hit the wall because he has been competitive in them. Both gone down to last leg shootouts. Heta
180.
still running.
That was aggressive. You think about the position he was in. 308. He should have gone for the 18s of the last dart, but he was in no mood to lay up or relent there. And the 180 gets him to a finish which he has 6 darts for.
Well, he had no real need to go the 18 route. Left himself double 12.
104.
Took the marker by surprise as well.
Yeah, it was an accidental double, but he won't mind. Double 12 is one that splits down a couple of times.
100.
Get this one in the bank. It's only 1 break required. Double 6. It was good to him earlier. He needed the guide on the previous try, not this time. It's 7-6. This is the biggest leg of the day. Try and break it down to make it more manageable. And Damon Heta just needs one break of throw and one hold to win this title. Jonny Clayton protecting so well after that first start. Oh, the best score he could have hoped for was 135 after that first start, treble 5.
One of this pair on the brink of winning a Pro Tour title early in the year. How important is that, Paul, in terms of feeling relaxed for the rest of the events, because you're putting yourself in a strong position to make sure you qualify for the TV tournament?
Oh, look through the history books. Everybody who's done it seems to have a great year. I mean, it was great for Ryan Searle last year. There were players who were doing things like this in February and March, and they made careers of it. Mark Dudbridge, Dennis Ovens, Colin Lloyd. They always used to do it. And with this 200-point lead, you can't see Jonny Clayton letting this go.
140.
Well, Heta keeps fighting, but is he fighting a losing battle?
140.
Against a man who has been absolutely superb for this entire week.
It has been the Ferret's 4 days, hasn't it? He has been the one making the headlines, apart from yesterday
96.
where Barneveld had his day. But Damo thinks it's up, and I think he's right. Clayton to take the title.
Game
and
shot.
Jonny Clayton does take a well-deserved title. He gets the better of Heta and picks up the title at the 3rd time of asking in a final this week. 3 finals out of 4. Jonny Clayton is Superman at the Super Series. He won the Masters. He's reached 3 finals here and winning one of them. 2021 really could be the year of the Ferret. He sees off Damon Heta, an incredible run for him this afternoon, but Clayton will go to the UK Open with an air of invincibility, and we'll find out how he's feeling now as Jonny Clayton, your winner, has a word with our man Dan Dawson.
Jonny Clayton, you've won one. Yeah. You were threatening to. Were you worried it wasn't going to happen?
I started getting tired. Do you know what I mean? Same as against Gabriel in the semi-final. I was thinking, just please, just keep going, keep pumping, and yeah, thank God, 3rd time for the Welshman, and we're in.
Look, the way you have played these last 4 days, it's probably between you and Joe Cullen about who the best player over the course of the Super Series has been. You must be absolutely delighted with how things are going.
I am, do you know what I mean? Things are going really well. I'm confident, I'm relaxed, so yeah, it's going good. And, you know, a bit of a battle between me and my mate, so yeah.
Well, look, 3 out of 4 finals here, coming straight off the win at the Masters. What is it that's changed? Is it just confidence?
Yeah, I think so. It's relaxed, confidence. Bank balance is going down a bit, so no, yeah, it's confidence, you know. I'm so relaxed, I'm enjoying it, so yeah.
Some of the performances we've seen from you over the last few days, I mean, we know you've got like a big 110 average in you, because we've seen you do it every now and again, but it's not just having those ones. Everything else is 98, it's 103, it's non-stop. You've had very few poor games.
Yeah, it's going good. Do you know what I mean? It's you know, sometimes I play and I think, oh, that didn't feel good. And I'm still looking, it's like 96, and I'm thinking, well, I might be doing something right. And, you know, yeah, it's a good feeling.
Obviously, you're leaving the Super Series, I keep saying that. You're leaving the Super Series on a high. You've picked up this one. But is there part of you that thinks, I should have had 2 or 3 here?
Yeah, I do think, but so would everybody else. You know, I think I had my chances with Joe, and I definitely think I had my chances with Carlin. But listen, it starts. It didn't happen, so that's the game. You know, if you don't pull it out on the day, it's tough. It's gone.
Every year for the last 5 years, Jonny Clayton has won a PDC title of some sort. He had 1 year, he had a Pro Tour, then he had a Euro Tour the following year. There's a Pro Tour, there's a World Cup last year. This year he's already got 2. That's a first.
What's happening?
Well,
could have been 4.
Well, yeah, exactly. And it's only very early on in the year, Jonny. I mean, you must go to the UK Open in genuinely thinking, I've got a chance of winning this.
Yeah, obviously, you know, my darts are going good, so why not? It's the Welsh Ferret is going to try his hardest there. Yeah.
You're a major champion already. When you're in and around that top 16 in the world. You've been around that for a little while. The way you're playing, not many better at the minute, are there?
I don't know. It's, you know, I'm a great believer in if it's your day, it's your day. But you know, my consistency is starting to creep up, and that's what I want. You know, I know I've got the game. Just keeping that consistency going, and it's a good start.
It's a very, very good start. That brings an end to the Super Series. 4 events to kick off the PDC Pro Tour. This man made the final of 3 of the 4. He's finally bagged one after losing in a couple of finals. Joe Cullen, a first title for Callan Rids. That ridiculous story with Raymond van Barneveld winning one yesterday. And the Ferret back in the winner's circle. The Masters champion picking up his 2nd title of the year. That is... That's literally more than anybody else in 2021, Jonny Clayton. You're the best player in the world.
I like that.
Yeah, there you go. Best player in the world, best ferret in the world. He'll be one to watch at the UK Open. That's going to be starting Friday. All the guys who are here for the Super Series are competing in that, plus a couple more from the Challenge Tour and the Development Tour. We will be there, Board 2 on PDC TV. It's on ITV4 in the UK, various broadcasters across the world. All starts Friday. If you've enjoyed the Super Series, it is back next month as well, the 16th of March, 4 days in Milton Keynes, I believe. And if he plays like he's done here for the last 4 days, you can probably expect him to pick up more titles. We'll see you then.
Diolch.
Diolch yn fawr.